All right, here we go again. It is another wonderful day with some more fun stuff on the way. I got another minute back from Compression Man, and I think that I will be able to get some sound effects pushed out for that and get it 2 minutes in and be able to really start to crank out some stuff there. I'm excited about that. It's always nice. I think this next minute here might be the last minute in the month, and then I will be hopefully able to push out 3 or 2 more minutes. Well, no, I need 3 minutes because I only have 2 right now. 3 more minutes in August, and then get hopefully 2 to 3 minutes punched out in September, and then get another couple of minutes for for October, and have everything ready for episode 5 to dump in October. Not convinced that is what we'll get, but that is what I'm working for, what I'm working towards, and what I am trying to accomplish. So only time will tell on that one, and all I've really got is all I've really got. And the episode is coming together pretty well, though. It's pretty funny. I'm excited to do some of these sound effects, because I think that'll be a really awesome thing to be able to do. So hopefully I can get Compression Man in, get it worked on, get it buttoned up and where it needs to be, and then we can get things rolling on the rest of get the rest of the episodes cranking out. It's always exciting to get work back and to be able to start working again. I, at this point in time, really feel like I am just kind of starting and stopping work anytime Compression Man is ready. I crank it out, and then I sit and wait for another minute to come my way. And these last couple weeks have felt kind of dull because of it, but hopefully things will move in a better direction, and I will be able to get things going. And I really need something to work, because this working environment that I am in is not sustainable. I will either find something else or go crazy. I'm not sure which one. But that's just the nature of the working world anymore, is always do less with more. And it's unfortunate, because I thought that I really was somewhere where they understood that you need to be properly staffed to do your work. And to some degree, I think in some areas we are kind of fat. But of course, I'm in the area that gets the short end of the stick and am not fat at all. And we are in fact too small. And so it's just a real unfortunate pile of crap that we found ourselves in. And it goes to show that you should not always follow the money. And that's what I think I've gotten out of this, is that I have for too long followed the money, and the money is good, but what's the point of the money if you're living at work every day? It's almost 6 o'clock, and I'm just now starting to leave and get home for the day. And that's just an unfortunate reality in which I exist. And it's just not sustainable. And then they don't really care. And that's the other problem. I need to keep iron focused ahead on what is good for me. And I've been doing good. I saved a good amount last month, and I need to do it again this month. But I need to buckle down and stop dilly-dallying, because the reality of it is I've got 15 years left of working, and if I can get 35 a year, times that by 15, I can't do the mental math to begin to figure out what that is, but I feel like it's a good good chunk of change. Let's see here, 35. Shoot, where do I even start? What's 35 times 15? I'm not going to be able to do that in my head, guys. But I'm sure it's a pretty good number. I might, because I can't even do like 15, 10 times. Okay, let's try that. 15, 10 times is 150. And then 153 times is 150. 300, 450 is 450. So 15 times 3. And then I need to do the 5 3 times, which is 5, 10, 15. So would it be 145 plus 150? Would it be 145 plus 15, which is 460? So just about $500,000 if I'm doing my math even remotely correctly. Which by my understanding, once you hit your first 100,000, that's when the real interest starts compiling. Once you hit 6 figures, which will take me quite some time to hit. If I'm getting 35, if I'm actually saving 35 a year, that would be, 3 years would get me there. It's not bad. If I could put up with this for 3 years and actually stock away enough money, and that's not including what I already have, then I should be able to really start burning with my savings, because I do not want to be doing this any longer than I have to. And I'm sure everybody says that about their job, but I have worked too hard to settle for anything less. And I feel like I'm going to... This big old tractor thing is slow. I was catching up with it in no time. It's just trying to get over too. Or is it doing hazard lights? Yeah, it's doing hazard lights because it's going so slow. I don't know that it should be on the highway if it's going that slow. But anyway, just trying my darndest to make this a successful run at life, and hopefully Compression Man is a good way to succeed, a solid way to do something and succeed in this world, because Lord knows that doing what everybody else is doing isn't the way to win. If you just do what everybody else is doing, then you're not going to get any further along than where everybody else is. So you got to do something massively unique to yourself in order to really take over the world. And that's hard to do. It's not easy by any means. And I wish that I just knew what to do and how to do it and how to get there. But the reality is I don't. And I am just living this experience any more than anybody else is and trying to make the most of it. But I think what is really important is that starting 2025, I need to really drill down on responsible spending and really drill down on getting the money that I need to get where it needs to be, and like try and not let it interfere too much with the life that I live, but also like it's gonna have to interfere some amount with the life that I live. I can't just continue on as I've done. And that's part of the problem, is I've gotten extremely loose with my spending. When I was building the house, it was nothing for me to spend like $1,000 on something. And that became normal. And now that I am no longer building the house, it's still normal for me to just throw $1,000 at something. And I need to break myself of that habit and be like, no, like, you need to be a frugal jerk face again, because being a non-frugal jerk face isn't going to get you ahead in life. And I've had a multitude of months this year where I made zero progress on my savings. In fact, sometimes I was just dipping into it and not ever paying it back. So I need to stop doing that. I need to get my crap together. I need to really dial in on the things that I need to be doing, both to enjoy this life and to succeed. I had a conversation with someone who was hoping for an early death because they have nothing in the cards of retirement for them. And that's a terrible way to be. That's a terrible outlook to have on life. It's not terribly unrealistic, because if you haven't taken the proper time to try and be successful and to be able to retire, then you have to face the facts that you will not be able to retire. Life isn't going to just let you live for free. That's not the way that this works. And it's unfortunate. It's reality, though. And he just exists, and he exists in this realm of taking care of his loved ones, but that does not work for the fact that when it's his time to go, he's not going to have anyone behind to take care of him. And he's just devoted his life to taking care of the ones in his life that need to be taken care of. But when his time comes, who's going to be there for him is the question. And the answer is, I don't know. And it's depressing to think about, and it's depressing to look at, but it is a reality that we need to face. And that sheds a light on a potentially bigger issue. And I'm fine with shedding that light and understanding that issue. But I still need to stay vigilant in my own quest, in my own destiny, in my own ways about getting things done. And that really needs to be where my time is spent and how my time is spent. And if nothing else, I need to understand that these things take time. Rome was not built in a day. No successful YouTube channel has been successful over the course of a couple of months, and it certainly hasn't been successful over the course of a couple of months with only 2 videos to its name. So I need to keep cranking out the videos. I need to keep getting some advertisements going, getting people watching, keeping people interested, finding ways to keep them engaged, and then just keep after it and don't let go. and hope that at some point in time the floodgates open and the people who you need to discover your content discovers it, and you finally reach that level of success that you've always dreamt of, and hope that it hits before you're elderly. Because in all honesty and reality, I don't know that I would still be doing this in my older years. Like, I don't know how long I can keep up anything, especially when the motivation to keep it up is not there. Like, why continue to write and to create just for the sake of writing and creating? Like, I've almost burnt myself out of the hobby at this point, in that I've written and created enough that I just don't feel like doing it anymore. And it's like, what's the point? I write these stories just to throw them into the void. I tell these stories just so no one can care to read them. And you want to try and find the new thing, the new reel, if you will. That was the newest piece of mainstream media that didn't exist prior to TikTok, or at least not in the mainstream way. And now it does, and everyone has it, and it's flooded the market. If you can be timed properly with one of those trends, then you can soar to greatness. But a lot of that, a great deal of that, is luck, and I'm not sure that very much of it is good luck. And there's a great deal of people who are very popular on the internet who have a stout following but aren't really getting anything from it. And I think that's another good point to point out is there's a lot of people, especially on these short form content platforms, that started out creating these short form content, and people gravitated towards their content only for them to ultimately just fall off or not care past the point of content. And that's not a healthy way to be. You have got to be able to retain an audience and find a way to convert them into something that can support you creatively. Like, I don't want to be rich off of my creative adventures, but if I could make a living off of it, if I could earn a living just off of being creative, that would be excellent. And the cost of living that I have built for myself is incredibly low. Like, I can get a job making $9 an hour and survive just fine. Now, I wouldn't have near as much fun as I have now, but like, that doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, as long as I can exist, then I'm happy. And hopefully I can find, if I could get Compression Man or any of these things to get me to a place where I'm making the equivalent of $9 an hour, then I would be very comfortable with just letting go of the work. I don't know that I would. That feels very nerve-wracking to do, especially when you're making significantly less, but it's the peace of mind that is irreplaceable. I can have peace of mind to not care about all this crap nearly as much, and that's okay. I don't mind that. In fact, I kind of like it. So, it was a deep one today. Hope you all don't mind. I'm going to call it. Y'all have a good day.